All right, what's up guys? So for this video, I'm just gonna go over how to solve this particular CK-12 practice problem in which we have to identify intervals in which the function is negative. Some of you guys are still kind of struggling with this concept of when a function is positive or negative. So I'll show you two different ways we could do this, graphically and algebraically. So the first thing, obviously, as I keep encouraging you guys to do, is we can just graph it. And I graphed it right here using Desmos. We have x plus 1 cubed, negative x plus 1 cubed times x minus 4. And clearly we can see the zeros are at -2 and 4. I mean, we can zoom out a little bit and adjust the viewing window just to get a better look at it. But for all intents and purposes, all we need to know is the zeros are right there and right there. And to see what intervals are of the function here are positive or negative, we just have to take a look at this this x-axis. The function, whenever the function is above the x-axis, the function is positive. As you can see here, all the y values, which are the function values, are positive values. And then right here, the y values are negative, same as here. So we can look at this and we can tell anything less than or equal to -2, the function is negative. Or anything less than -2. We shouldn't include the endpoint here. Anything between -2 and 4, the function is positive because it's above this x-axis. And then lastly, anything greater than 4 is also negative. So there's our answer, but I can show you how to do this algebraically real quick. And so what we can do is when you're dealing with just the algebraic approach, the idea is to first create your intervals and then create some checkpoints, some check values in which you can see the behavior of the function in those intervals. So in this case, we have x is equal to -2 is a 0, and x is 4 is a 0. And we can just ignore the multiplicity of 3. And so we can just draw like a dotted line here and a dotted line there. So now we have 3 intervals. So we have this interval, and this interval. So anything, make my dotted lines a little darker for you. There you go. So anything less than -2 is over here. So perhaps let's just check x is equal to, I don't know, -5, just random. And then in the middle here, we can check x is equal to 0. So it's between -2 and x is equal to 4. And then here, let's just check x is 5 again. And based on the behavior of the function, we can figure out if the function is going to be negative or positive on that entire interval. So for this interval, anything less than -2, we're going to check -5. So if we put -5 in here, notice we have -5. So f of -5 is, in this case, that's going to be a -3, right? It's -5 plus 2 is -3. So -3 cubed is -27, and then -27, so it's +27. And then over here, if we plug in -5 is 9. And you don't even have to carry out this right here. All we have to say is, well, that's going to be a negative value. So we know f of -5 is less than 0, is negative. So we know this interval, it's going to be negative. Well, we can use a little logic here without algebra. And we can think, well, this interval is negative, and this is the 0, and the multiplicity is odd, so the function must be going through the 0. We know this has to be the opposite sign. This has to be negative. I mean positive, sorry. This has to be positive because that's negative. So again, this is good practice to try to visualize the graph without looking at it. But then also we can just plug this in and test. So watch, let's just do that. F of 0, well, that's +2. +2 to the third power is 8. So we have -8. -8 times -4, because x is 0. Well, that gives us a positive. So in this case, f of 0 is greater than 0, so we don't worry about that. And then lastly, we can check 5. So f of 5 can be checked out by just substituting. So we have 7. So 7 cubed, I don't know, 7 cubed is something big, but it's positive. But this is negative. So negative and a positive, which is a negative. And then 5 minus 1, well, that's also a positive. So we have +1 here. So essentially we have a negative value, a positive value, and a positive value. That would give us the product of being a negative value. And that's all you have to do for these, just to check to see the sign. You don't even have to carry out the calculation. Like I just ignored that 7 cubed. I don't want to deal with that. So there we go. So we know these are our intervals. Anything less than -5 is going to be negative. Anything between anything less than -2 is negative. Anything between -2 and 4 is positive. Anything greater than 4 is negative. And again, we can use our graph. We can use our graph to verify that. But then there's your answer. So CK-12 asks us to type it in with interval notation. So I would say x is less than -2, and x is greater than 4. And I'm wrong.